Paris, when the last light of peace shines. 1 year later, Rome, the city of change. Paris in May. The sky is as blue as if it had never known rain. The wind carries the scent of lavender and the sound of street music. Dakota Johnson sits on the windowsill of her hotel in Montmartre, overlooking the square where the Paris International Film Festival is taking place. Her new film, The River That Remembers, is about to premiere. Dakota has changed a lot in the past year: her hair color, her place of residence, and her view of the past. But there is one thing she still holds on to: the small silver bracelet Amelia gave her after a special screening of The Light Between Us. Amelia said at the time, "Not to remind you, but to make you believe that we all survived." Dakota still wears it whenever she feels weak. Paris morning, and uninvited memories. She walked down the cobblestone street leading to La Balzac. The Paris press was abuzz. Dakota Johnson, from scandal icon to healing filmmaker. It sounded wonderful, but she knew, all healing leaves scars. The professional screening began. The River Remembers was a gentle, metaphorical film, about a woman learning to forgive someone who had hurt her, not with words, but with art. When the film ended, the audience was silent for a few seconds, then applauded loudly. Dakota bowed her head in thanks. She knew she had done the right thing, turning her pain into art, not a wound. A reporter approached. "Are you inspired by your own experiences?" She smiled. "Everything authentic is marked by the past. But today, I just want to talk about the present." Little did she know that, at the end of the room, a woman stood up and quietly left, her footsteps so light that no one heard them. It was Amelia Warner. Unexpected encounter. Late afternoon. Dakota walked along the banks of the Seine, no guards, no cameras. Paris was as gentle as a memory, couples sitting on bridges, guitars softly playing on the water. She stopped in front of a small café near Pont Neuf. The doorbell rang softly. And at the last table, by the window, was Amelia. Dakota stopped, not out of surprise, but because her heart still remembered that sitting position, quiet, slow, a little sad. Amelia looked up, smiled. Jamie was right. Paris always knows when to let two people meet again. Dakota stepped forward, smiling softly. "I don't think we need fate anymore." "Maybe not," Amelia said, "but sometimes fate just wants to see if we can escape." They sat down. Neither of them spoke for the first few minutes. The sound of rain falling softly on the glass roof softened the scene like a memory. In spoken words, now calm enough. Amelia ordered 2 cappuccinos. The scent of coffee wafted through the air. Dakota looked at Amelia's hand, no longer the wedding ring. She asked softly, "Are you okay?" Amelia smiled, her voice as soft as a breath. "It's better than pretending to be okay. I've learned to be alone without feeling like I'm missing something. Maybe that's what peace is." Dakota nodded. "I learned that too, from you." They looked at each other. No more hesitation, no more defense. Dakota said, "I used to think, if I saw you again, I would apologize. But now, I just want to thank you. Because without you, I don't know what it means to be a strong woman." Amelia was silent for a moment, then replied, "And I want to thank you for helping me see myself. When people get hurt, it's easy to blame others. But sometimes, it's no one's fault, it's just too much love." They both laughed, a rare laugh without tears. An unsent letter. Amelia took a small envelope from her purse. "This is a letter I wrote to you a year ago, but never sent." Dakota opened it. Inside were gentle words. "If you ever make a movie about love, make it gentle. Don't let anyone be condemned. Because when people truly love, no one is innocent, but no one deserves to be punished. I hope you will tell that story, with eyes that used to cry, but now know how to smile. Dakota folded the letter, tears streaming down her face. I did, sister. Amelia smiled. I know, I just finished watching it. A warm silence fell between them, as if Paris were listening too. The men, now only in the story. Amelia said. Jamie is living in Ireland. He teaches acting to students. He looks so relieved. Dakota replied. I'm so glad. I don't want him to live in guilt forever. What about Chris? Amelia asked. Dakota chuckled. He's getting married. I invited him, but I'm not sure I'll go. He deserves peace. Amelia raised her glass, as if in a silent toast. Maybe we've both found a way to love, without possessing. Dakota looked out the window, where the rain had stopped, reflecting the purple sky. And to forgive, no one needs to kneel. Paris at night, 2 shadows, 1 memory. They walked along the banks of the Seine. Paris at night was still sparkling, but unlike London, here, the light was soft, not dazzling but embracing. Amelia said. I used to think, if I could turn back time, I would never let Jamie meet you. Dakota looked at her, a little surprised. But then I understood, if he hadn't met you, he would never have learned to be honest with his feelings. And I would never have learned to stand firm without someone holding my hand. Dakota was silent. Have you ever regretted it? Amelia smiled. Regret is also a way of loving, but I chose to love myself more. They stopped in the middle of the bridge. The river glittered, reflecting the lights. Dakota said softly. If one day we stand in the same frame, not because of Jamie, not because of the past, but just because we understand the meaning of living on, I will accept immediately. Amelia smiled. Me too, but that time, I will ask you to be the director. The last light. Before parting, Amelia put her hand on Dakota's shoulder. Paris can make people think they have forgotten, but in fact, it is learning to remember without pain. Dakota held her hand. Thank you, for choosing to come here. No, thank you, for giving me peace. They hugged each other. Not the hug of people who had hurt each other, but of 2 people who had overcome. In the distance, the Eiffel Tower lit up. Thousands of flashing lights reflected on the river surface. Dakota looked up and whispered. He said the light between us would never go out. Maybe he was right. Amelia replied. But it's not his anymore. It's ours. They laughed. Then they walked in different directions, one toward Montmartre north, the other toward Saint-Germain. Neither of them looked back. There was no need. A few months later, the ending is gentle as the wind. Le Monde magazine published an interview with Dakota Johnson. Women can forgive without forgetting. And sometimes, forgiveness is how we rewrite the old story, with the pen of kindness. A week later, Amelia released her new album L'Echo du Silence, The Echo of Silence. In the notes, she wrote, for those who have been through storms and still have a gentle heart. Jamie sent congratulations to both of them. Chris sent a bouquet of lavender to Dakota's film premiere, along with a card. Thank you for teaching me that love isn't always about holding on, sometimes it's about knowing when to let go. The 2 are no longer together, but still connected, by the light that once shone through their darkest days. Paris still reigns, but people's hearts are still warm. Another afternoon, Dakota returned to the old café on the Pont Neuf. On the table was Amelia's letter. This time it was real. When I left Paris, I realized, we were no longer 2 people passing by the same man, but 2 women on the same journey, finding ourselves. And the most wonderful thing is, we did not turn pain into weapons, but into light. If we meet again, let it happen on a sunny day, because I believe, we both belong to the dawn. After reading, Dakota folded the letter and put it in her pocket. She looked up at the sky. The first drops of rain were falling gently, but this time, she did not avoid it. She smiled, whispered, "Thank you, Amelia, and thank you, Paris." A ray of sunlight broke through the clouds, reflecting on the water. In the middle of the city that has witnessed millions of love affairs, there are two hearts walking, no longer looking for anyone, just learning to love life, and love themselves. No more tragedy, no more scandal, just two women, two journeys, one light. A gentle but extremely touching ending, because every true love story does not end with a breakup, but with maturity.